In Judges chapter 11, we encounter one of Scripture's most debated moments: the vow of Jephthah and the fate of his daughter. It's a passage often read with horror. Many assume Jephthah literally sacrificed his only child as a burnt offering. But when we slow down and examine the text carefully, in its Hebrew context, within the framework of Torah law, and in light of Israel's priesthood, an entirely different picture emerges. When the Ammonites rose against Israel, Jephthah, a warrior once rejected by his family, was chosen by the elders of Gilead to lead them in battle. Before fighting, he didn't act rashly. Instead, he sent word to the king of Ammon, recounting Israel's journey from Egypt, every boundary, every battle, every divine instruction. Jephthah's letter shows an intimate knowledge of Torah history. He knew what land Yahuwah gave Israel, and what land was forbidden to them. If Jephthah knew the law this well, it is highly unlikely he would have violated it with an act Yahuwah explicitly condemned, the offering of human life. Deuteronomy 12:31. For even their sons and daughters they have burned in the fire to their gods, which Yahuwah hates. The law was clear. Burnt offerings could not be offered just anywhere. They were to be presented only at the place where Yahuwah caused his name to dwell, the central sanctuary. At this time, that sacred place was the tabernacle in Shiloh, and the high priest was Phinehas, a man remembered for his zeal in upholding Yahuwah's commands. Phinehas was not a corrupt priest. He would never have permitted a human sacrifice before Yahuwah's altar. Judges 11:31. Whatsoever comes forth from the doors of my house to meet me shall surely be Yahuwah's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering. Jephthah's words contain two connected ideas. First, it shall surely be Yahuwah's, meaning it will belong to him. Then, I will offer it up for a burnt offering, referring to an act of consecration, not necessarily death. When Jephthah returned home victorious, his daughter, his only child, ran out to greet him with timbrels and dancing. The joy of victory collided with the weight of his vow. But Torah law provides insight into what could be done when a person was dedicated to Yahuwah. Leviticus 27:2-4. When a man makes a special vow to Yahuwah, if it be a female, the estimation shall be 30 shekels of silver. The life of a person could be redeemed, exchanged for a valuation of silver. Jephthah, knowing the law, could have fulfilled his vow by redeeming his daughter's life, while dedicating her to lifelong service before Yahuwah. Some point to the passage that says, "What is devoted to Yahuwah shall not be redeemed, but shall surely be put to death." However, the Hebrew word used there, cherem, refers to that which is accursed or set apart for destruction. This law applied to condemned enemies, not consecrated individuals. Jericho was cherem, Joshua 6:17. The Amalekites were cherem, 1 Samuel 15:21. Jephthah's daughter was neither enemy nor accursed. She was beloved and consecrated. Scripture records that women served at the entrance of the tabernacle, assembling there for sacred duties. They contributed materials, maintained the courtyard, and participated in worship. Later books like Chronicles and Ezra even mention women singers among the temple servants. This historical context helps us see Jephthah's daughter's fate more clearly. She was not slain, she was dedicated. Her life became one of continual service before Yahuwah. Before fulfilling the vow, Jephthah's daughter requested 2 months to go to the mountains and mourn her virginity, not her death. When she returned, the text says, "He did with her according to his vow, and she knew no man." There is no mention of death or sacrifice. The sorrow came not from perishing, but from parting, from a life set apart, never to marry or bear children, but devoted wholly to Yahuwah. The evidence points to a lawful and faithful conclusion. Jephthah traveled to Shiloh, presented his daughter, and fulfilled his vow through proper sacrifice and redemption. He would have paid the 30 shekels prescribed by Torah and offered a burnt offering, not of his daughter, but of an animal in her stead. She remained at Shiloh, serving among the women assembled there. And the daughters of Israel commemorated her each year, not as one slain, but as one who lived in consecration to Yahweh. Jephthah's daughter reminds us that vows to Yahweh are sacred and that true sacrifice isn't always about death, it's about surrender. To give up one's will, one's plans, for the purpose of Yahweh's glory. That is the essence of faith and obedience. If this teaching has brought clarity, share it, so others can see how deeply the Scriptures reveal the mercy and order of Yahuwah.